Ooh, it's not that serious. And that was a mistake. You know, I gotta say, this is one of my favorite videos that I have on this channel. It is so chill and fun. It's like we're just talking, you know? It's like my own little movie club. Hi, I'm Angie. I post twice a week. We talk about movies, TV, pop culture, nostalgia, mostly. Thanks for being here. I love you so much. I have a 2024 goal of 150 movies watched. Right now, we're checking my letterbox here. As of right now, I have 132 movies watched, which means in the month of December, I need to watch 18 movies. I think it can be done. In November, I watched 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. In the month of November, I watched 17 movies, right? So I just need to hit one more and we're good. That's it. That's the 2024 goal. I don't know how I got to the number 150. It is arbitrary, but it's something that I've committed to, so it has to happen. Let's talk about all of them, shall we? On the 4th, I watched Time Cut. Oh my goodness. I was seeing clips all over the internet about Time Cut. It takes place in 2003, I believe. And the movie itself was like, you know, it was fine. It was fine until it wasn't. The whole third act is like very confusing. I don't want to spoil it if for whatever reason you want to watch this movie. My main focus in watching this movie was looking at the costuming and seeing like what it was all about. It's supposed to be 2003. It was all over the place. It was all over the place and all of the clothes looked plastic. And that's my main issue. I've gone on a million rants about this specifically on TikTok, so I don't want to like linger on it too much, but it was tough to watch. Then, for whatever reason, I watched Passengers. Have you heard of that? It stars Chris Pratt and Jennifer Lawrence. And so you would think, okay, pretty decent movie. Like they're both kind of sci-fi legends a little bit, right? Dystopian movie legends. Gave it 2 stars. Sorry. Okay, then I watched a movie called Get a Job, also 2016, Miles Teller and Anna Kendrick. I thought it was cute. It was very much like a story about millennials in the workforce, especially during that time. And outside of the 2 protagonists, like it was kind of a crazy cast. We had McLovin, we had Cousin Greg, we had Bryan Cranston. Really fun movie. The next day, I watched a movie called The Half of It. And I'd like on Netflix, I had seen this trailer come up so many times. I just never got around to it. I thought it was cute. It's definitely not my favorite Netflix rom-com, but it did take place in like some random town in the wintertime. So if you're just like looking for suburban cold vibes, like I do think it is a nice cold movie to watch. Then I watched a movie called My Old Ass, and I talked about it briefly in my November favorites video, but My Old Ass has Maisie Stella, Aubrey Plaza. We have a little cameo kind of Maddie Ziegler, little dance scene. I loved it. Like that, as of right now, it's like one of my favorite movies that I've watched all year. It's beautiful. I would watch it in the summertime, summer, early fall maybe. But Maisie Stella plays this girl who just graduated high school. It's like the summer in between high school and college. She meets a boy. They fall in love, but there's a twist. There's like a tinge of magic. That's the only way I can describe it. I loved it. If there's any movie that you need to watch from this list, I would say it's My Old Ass on Amazon Prime. Okay, then I watched a documentary. Yeah, a documentary movie called Fanatical, The Catfishing of Tegan and Sarah. And this is so niche, but if you were on Tumblr from 2010 to like 2014, it's likely that you had seen Tegan and Sarah. I was a fan. And there was this whole like identity stealing situation, and it was like way further than like normal catfishing. It was like this person like knew all of Tegan and Sarah's like friends and family and like had private documents and was ruining Tegan's relationships. I don't know. It was a very big thing in the early 2000s and I guess continues to happen. Spoiler alert, they never solved the case. But it's this entire documentary about someone stealing Tegan and Sarah's identity online. Crazy. Okay, then in the middle of the month, I wanted to get into the Christmas spirit, okay? So I watched a movie called Spirited on Apple TV. It stars Will Ferrell and Ryan Reynolds. It's a musical. And it was so long. I'm sorry. Like, basically, it's like a modern play on A Christmas Carol, like the classic tale. But it was so long. There was so much singing and dancing. I didn't know that it was a musical going into it. And I like musicals. I would say I'm a musical theater enthusiast. It was so long. It was 2 hours and 7 minutes. I never feel like a Christmas movie needs to be over 2 hours long. You know what I mean? It's not that serious. Then I was making a lot of TikToks about Time Cut, the first movie I had watched in the month. And so many people were in my comments saying like, Time Cut is like a worse version of Totally Killer. You need to watch Totally Killer. It's way better. Whatever. So I watched Totally Killer and it was better. Thank God. But it's another one of those like time travel serial killer movies. And it didn't feel like they rushed the third act. So I feel like my bar was on the ground. My bar was in hell. So it wasn't that hard to like surpass Time Cut in the time travel serial killer genre. And I would say I'm a fan of Kiernan Shipka because she was in that Sabrina series. I really liked the first season of that. So hopefully she gets more like bigger roles. I feel like she had the Sabrina thing and then she like kind of was doing her own thing. I want her and Jenna Ortega need to be the new age scream queens, you know? Okay, and then because I was in this like killer mood, I finally watched Thanksgiving, came out last year, and it was not that bad. I made an entire video on the movie, so if you want to watch that, feel free. I have all my thoughts down there. But primarily, I just want to say I think we owe Addison Rae an apology. She did fine. It was okay. That being said, I haven't had the chance to watch her movie He's All That, or she's all that. He's All That. So maybe she's bad in that. I don't know. But she did perfectly fine in Thanksgiving, okay? After that, I watched The Prince and Me, which we need to return to form. I don't know what it is about old rom-coms. Like, yes, they're so predictable. That's okay. We can just keep reusing the same format. But there's such a charm about early 2000s rom-coms that I just can't put my finger on, and I feel like we haven't gotten back there. I recently found out that The Prince and Me, it's not a trilogy. What is it called when there's 4 Prince and Me movies and Julia Stiles is not in any of the sequels? I don't know if it's worth watching, but clearly that is, I didn't realize that is such a beloved movie. It's so beloved that there's 3 more Prince and Me movies. I thought it was great. I gave it 4 stars. Then I watched, I'm not sure if this is a Disney Channel original movie or if it's just like Disney produced, but there's a movie called 'Twas the Night. It's from the year 2001. Bryan Cranston is also in that movie. Tangent note, Bryan Cranston has looked the same since 2001. I don't think he's from 'Twas the Night to Get a Job to Breaking Bad to whatever he's on now. He has looked the same. Oh, Malcolm in the Middle. That man has looked the same for 30 years. I don't know how he does it. Someone needs to get his skincare routine because it's just the same. Anyways, 'Twas the Night. 'Twas the Night was like a knockoff version of The Santa Claus. The Santa Claus I can recognize is my favorite Christmas movie, and therefore I have an insane bias towards it. Tim Allen kills it. I watch it year after year. 'Twas the Night was like a more annoying version of that. Basically, Bryan Cranston plays like this like bad influence uncle who's in a lot of debt and scams people. And then he has to like learn how to be a good person, except the character arc happened way too late in the story. Then with all the news of Tiana's Princess Tiana's Bayou Adventure, is that what it's called in Disney World? Or did it open up in Disneyland as well? There was a lot of news about that. So I watched Princess and the Frog again. I love that movie. The music's great. She's kind of like obsessed artist trope if you really think about it. Almost there is like my life story. It's really good. Though the ending is questionable. The way that they return to human form is a bit of a letdown because it happens so fast. And also you're kind of like, wait, you could have just done this the entire time. Maybe I'm being too critical of a Disney movie, but kind of a cop out. It's okay. The rest of the movie's great. Sorry, I'm like flying through these. I just feel like I watched so many movies last month in comparison to October. Okay, then I had this list on my This was like on my to-do list, essentially. My sweet cinephile friend, David, he suggested that I do a double feature, that this is the best Thanksgiving double feature of all time. I don't know how he curates these things. I don't get it. I don't know where he found this information or if he thought of it from his own head. The idea is that Lady Bird and Frances Ha are the best double, like Thanksgiving double feature. I was like, I don't really know what you're getting at here. And so basically he was like, just think of it as if Lady Bird grows up into Frances Ha. Obviously, Lady Bird is directed by Greta Gerwig. Frances Ha stars Greta Gerwig, and she like co-wrote it. So I did that, and he was correct. I don't have the words or the description to back this claim up, but just know that he was right, and it is the best Thanksgiving double feature. Maybe I feel like I should do an entire video on Lady Bird because there's so much to unpack there. Upon first, because that was a rewatch. When I first watched Lady Bird, I was like, I don't get it. I don't get why everyone loves this movie. Lady Bird is so irritating and annoying to me. I get why her mom doesn't like her. Like, I was just like, I can't sympathize with this little girl. When I rewatched it, I tried to look at it through the lens of a teenager. Like, when I was a teenager, I was insufferable. And so I can't criticize this little girl, she's 17, too much, because that's what being a teen is. So watch both movies back to back, double feature, same day type of thing. Let me know what you think. We need to talk about it. Then Thanksgiving break comes along, and my brother is like, we need to watch Gladiator 2. We need to. Now, whole time, I'm hearing only bad things about Gladiator 2. People are saying it's a ripoff of the first one. It's just the exact same movie. I haven't seen the first one since it came out in 2000. I was 3. So I was like, okay, like, let's just watch it. Let's just watch it. Here's the issue. The issue is that I loved Gladiator 2. I thought it was so good. Can't help but love Paul Mescal and Pedro Pascal on my screen. Obviously, I'm in the theater like this. Wow. Strength and honor. You know what I mean? Strength and honor. Now, the problem is that I watched Gladiator 2 and we did like a reverse double feature. We went back to the house. My brother was like, I'm obsessed with this movie, need to watch the first one. Upon rewatching the first one, I realized, ooh, I don't think Gladiator 2 was a recreation of Gladiator 1. I just think that there were 3 too many like callbacks, like references to the first movie. I think we could have done the strength and honor thing, and then obviously we tie it in with like, okay, he's his son and like all this stuff, right? I just think that in the dialogue, when we are referencing the first movie 8 times in 8 different ways, it does start to feel a little repetitive. It does start to feel like, okay, Gladiator 2 was just made for Gladiator 1 purists. You know, like, it's like, we don't need to just keep drawing parallels between the 2 characters. Like, we can get it. It's okay. So with the context from Gladiator 1, Gladiator 2 was, you know, it was fine. It was really good, but it was just, for me, I was just like, we get it. Like, he's the son. Like, we get it. We don't have to keep drawing parallels. It's okay. The audience will be able to fill in the blanks. Oh, wait, hold on. I forgot to log one. Let me do that now, because then we'll only have 17 to watch in December. Okay, then I was seeing a ton of press of Lindsay Lohan. Okay, Lindsay Lohan is everywhere. She's back and she's better than ever. Okay, so all of her more recent movies are on my list. I started with a movie called Our Little Secret. It's brand new on Netflix. I thought it was cute. Was it the best Christmas movie I've ever seen? Of course not. Was it a little Wattpad-y? A little, but there was heart to it, you know? Like, the premise of it is that these 2 people who like essentially grew up together, they started dating, they were like each other's person, you know? They separate in their early 20s, they start living their life, and then they're dating again. She's dating some guy, he's dating some girl, and both of their partners are siblings. So what happens at Christmas time? They are under the same roof. Whoa. Loved it. It was cute. It was cute. And because I really liked that Lindsay Lohan Christmas movie, I was like, let's trust Netflix. Let me watch Hot Frosty. And that was a mistake. That was not, you know, the tinge of magic thing that I was talking about before was not, it just didn't read well. It did not read well. A snowman comes to life. Gretchen Wieners starts dating him. It's only 90 minutes long, but I would just don't. Just don't. Don't even go there. You know, it's not even, it's okay. Don't watch Hot Frosty. Okay, well, that is all the movies that I watched in November 2024. We have 17 left in December. I'm trying to bang them out. I'm trying to like double, triple feature just to get through this because I think I was like 1 or 2 off last year and I was devastated. So if you have any suggestions on what I should watch in December, let me know. It doesn't have to be like holiday themed. In fact, it's probably better if it's not because I'm like, anyway, I love you so much. Okay, bye.